Hello. Posy's here. The Posy has moseyed into my area. There she goes. She heard a sound or something and left the premises. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome in, Willow, Mac, Dupu, Winter. Hope everyone is doing well. We're making a video game. Not just any video game, the video game, Paper Robot. I did a playthrough of the prologue. I did not make it all the way through, but I'm to that stage now where I can go through the entire thing and start making notes about, okay, that needs to be a little bit quicker. That's not quite right. That's working, but could use a little bit extra. Oh yeah, Theron, I got bullied into making a new redeem for Posy Party. It was really cool of everybody to do that. It's very half-hearted. I just slapped her in. So yeah, we're actually doing pretty good. I've got some major issues that's definitely something that needs to be addressed. Some things is like, it's not 100% necessary, but would improve things. And then some really minor stuff, that's like, you know, if I'm really looking for just the slightest criticism, I can do a few extra little things here and there. But yeah, we're, is that what that is? I don't think we want these. I don't think we want invisible walls here. One thing. Get rid of them. There you go. They are, aren't they? All right, knock that off the list. Let's work on the spider. He's working. Not exactly like I would have liked, but it's close enough to my vision that it'll work. But he needs a little noise. What's our wee sound? Yeah, that one. Let's do this, but like down an octave for when he's swinging, like. That would be a good one. So whistle fwee is what we're looking for here. Web swing. So right here, we're gonna put in a sound effect. Battle actions dot play sound. Takes a half step shift as an optional argument. Perfect. So we're gonna do whistle fwee as our sound key. And we're gonna bring it down like 8 half steps. And I think that'll be fine. So what I need to do is jump into the game so I can adjust the audio levels. Do that from the settings menu in-game. Video game. Posy. They're plastic. Not real food. There he is. That works. Woo! How's that? That seems perfect. Great. All right. That's it. Target actor position. It goes to the target's feet. It's minor, but that's what we're doing, right? Posy. Top offset dot y. Top offset dot y. She wants it. She wants the cashews that don't exist yet. See if that's a little bit better. The awkward thing, Al, is the axis point of the web. Makes it really weird to do. It's better. It's like I'm moving the fulcrum. What is it called on a pendulum? Pivot point? The pivot. The fixed point. The pivot. The point of suspension. I'll get like a million different names for it. The point of suspension, to make it so that you can swing into him, you can't have the pivot point be up here, because then his starting height is going to be like way down below the floor. And so I have to move that like way out here to make it work. It's really awkward, but it's the only way I've found to get that to work. And so I'm kind of like counting that as the swing back, is him like tilting as somehow, mysteriously, we're not going to question it, somehow the point where the web is affixed somehow is shifting along on the ceiling. And we're just not going to worry about it. It's fine. But I would really like a later variant of this enemy, and it doesn't even have to be a spider. Hey, Liari, welcome in. It doesn't even have to be a spider, but a later variant of some kind of hanging pendulum attack enemy. It would be really cool if he does some kind of like gotcha move where he comes at you, but then he misses, and then he hits you on the backswing. It's like, oh, you got me. Oh, you got me. I think that would be funny, and like mix it up a little bit. Mix up the timing so you think you're blocking at the right time, but no, that wasn't the attack. Haha. And that's very important for this natural increase in difficulty. Not just an increase in difficulty by just making the enemies have more HP and hit harder. Make it harder to land the timing of the blocks. And that makes later enemies a threat beyond just stats. Thank you for that posy party. Look at all those posies. So anyway, that's the idea there. That's my little mini talk on how we're designing this. All right. When you fall out of bounds Thank you. When you fall out of bounds, whether from landing in water or what, that should hurt. It should hurt a lot. Well, I mean, not like a lot. But like, it should hurt you a little bit. A Discord ping? You sent something? I have nothing. Did you send something that got filtered by Discord? Did you go into Discord jail? Okay. I got streamer mode on. Unless something really weird happened. Because I didn't hear it go through my headphones. How many streams are you listening to? Because would it not have just been your own Discord ping? I don't know. Sounds are turned off on yours. Then I have no idea. I don't think I hear notifications when streamer mode is on. Shouldn't. All right. So we're gonna make it that when we reset the player takes damage. But this adds a sneaky little difficulty to the game, which is what happens if you get what if that's your last HP? One, can you game over from losing health that way? And if so, we have to account for that, because right now the only way you can game over is in battle. So all the code around game overs is expecting there to be a battle that you came from that you could return to for a try again. And if it's possible to, game over otherwise, then we have problems. I think making it so that you can't actually die from it is probably fine. Like, it's like a foul ball. It's like, yeah, it still counts as a strike, but it can't actually get you out. All right. How many different places do we use reset to last safe location? Just here in the water. Do we do this? E, F, G, room G, H, I, J, room K. I need to test something. Room K has moving platforms over water. So normally, if we're on the ground, we set the last location that you were standing as a safe spot to reset you to, so that if you fall in the water, you just return to that last spot. But what if... Oh, no, yeah. So that's very silly. Okay, so yeah, don't set if on moving platform. How do we do that? So we do it based on a distance from the last safe spot. This is not the way to do this. We can do this cleaner. There we go. Well, that's just a pop front, right? Or is it pop back? Which one is it? First element is the one I want. Front. Okay. So this is... Oh, well. Okay, yeah. So this is saying, maintain a list of the last valid locations, the last safe places to stand. Every frame, if the list is empty, just add your current position, regardless of anything. Otherwise, check how far away you are from the most recent safe position. Welcome in, Legendary Skate. If you are more than a meter away from the last safe position, then mark your current position as the new, most recent safe position. I don't remember why I did it this way exactly. Maybe I just didn't want to spam adding and removing items from this list or something. Doesn't matter. But we need to make a change here. Right here, we need to do a check. We need to see, what are you standing on exactly? Also, handle safe locations. Does that only get called if you're... Yeah, that gets called if you're on floor. So that's good. But how can I determine what floor we're on? Can I get a list of the floors that a character body is on? Get platform velocity? That's gotta be it. Whoa. Yes, but the issue we're trying to solve is that if I store this as the most recent safe position I've been, and then I need to respawn, well, this was the most recent safe spot I was in. And so we get that. Posey? Excuse me for a moment. Posey is desperately trying to climb. Oh, nope, she's good now. Posey, you can just lay down. You've got the entire place to yourself here. You good, girl? Just lay down. Stop trying to get Peppa Cat's cashews. They're not that good. This guy's just like, what in the world is this cat robot doing? So anyway, that's the problem we're trying to solve here. So what if the platform was not moving? How can I tell what it is? I would love to be able to see what the object... Let's see here. Godot, character body, get floor. Thank you for the follow. All follows are anonymous. Welcome aboard. Hope you like me looking at. Here, I'll put this back on. The glitch in question. How do you check if the play? No, don't want that. So we're trying to figure out not just whether or not the player is on the floor, because that's actually easy. We want to know, yeah, but what is the floor? Get floor normal. Like it would have to return something. Oh, get last slide collision. Returns a kinematic collision 3D, which contains information about the last collision that occurred during the last call to move and slide. Okay, let's try this. Maybe this would help. We'll try it. We're gonna try it. Is it loud? Hang on, is it loud? I mean, it is drowning out the music, admittedly. All right, let's get out of here. There we go. Here, I'll turn the sound effects back off. There we go. So now we can just do this. There we go. Great. So let's try this one. Let's just print this and see what information we get. Null. Okay. Kinematic collision. And then null. 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 Wait, so what is the deal here? So right here, I get nothing. I'm getting null. I don't understand that. But here I do. No, wait. No. Hang on. No, hang on. Maybe. There, I just got one. Okay. So it's like... Oh, well, add that to the list. That doesn't quite line up with the collision box. We're gonna list that as a major issue. O1-K upper wall hitbox mismatch. I don't understand what this function returns, really. Okay, last slide collision. Notifies velocity if a slide collision occurred. Okay, so that, I think, means that it will only return if you would brush up against an object. Who calls this function? Is it only the player? Doesn't look like it. Looks like this is actor base. Well, okay. Let's add a little wrap around the log message so that I only get the player information. Yeah, here we go. Yep, it's only... It's only if a solid object changes our velocity. Okay. Well... Does that help me then? Get last slide collision. Kinematic collision 3D object. which does get the collider. Okay. So would we store like latest collider? The concern. All right, here's the concern. So one thing we can get is the velocity. The velocity of the platform that we're on. You got in. She loves you. She loves that sometimes you might drop a cashew. All right, so we've got information, the platform velocity. Let's have it print this. And then I'll explain my concern. Whoops, yeah, that's gonna break. All right, let's get back in here. Okay. I'm gonna get this to output. I should be seeing 0. Yeah, I'm seeing 0 across the board. And then boom, I'm seeing, sorry, cat. I'm suddenly seeing bam, 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 data. Okay, good. So I got 0 when I was running around on the solid ground, and then I start seeing data to indicate, hey, the floor is moving. So that should be a pretty, for the most part, that's going to be a pretty safe way to check the wheel, to check to see if we're on ground or on a moving platform like this. Is that the ground is not moving. Simple as that. But what happens if we do this? Like, it is a moving platform, but it stops, and then it moves, and then it stops, and then it moves, and then it stops. What could happen is we could jump here onto this temporarily stationary platform. Then we jump again before it moves, and it starts moving, and it moves out from under us, and then we plummet. Because it wasn't moving at the time, it locks that as our last safe position, and then we start looping into this little death loop, and that's bad. So that's why it's not like it's a better solution. It handles the particular case we're having trouble with. But I still don't love it. Okay, options. We want something that doesn't require us to, like, remember the system. Like, the system just works without us having to build around it. For instance, one thing we could do is define areas of not safe. We could define an area as not safe for respawn. And if you are in that zone, then we just do not ever set that as a safe position to respawn in case of falling into a pit. This would be very rigid, like that would definitely handle it, but we have to remember to add one of these zones every time we're doing moving platforms where this could happen. And that's extra cognitive load, extra stuff we have to think about whenever we're building out areas, which sucks. Like, even like a... Dang it. Because the annoying thing is, like, I was thinking, oh, well, we don't respawn if you're standing on a character body. But that doesn't work either, does it? Because what if it is a static body, but it's like one that blinks in and out of existence? Like, it's not a character body that constantly has velocity that we're dealing with. It's just a static body that its hitbox turns on and off and on and off. Well, now we have a problem. I think for now, the best bet is probably, let's just get the platform velocity. And make sure that it is not in motion. Even though that does occasionally run into some issues that would be solved by a suppression zone, it's just a lot of extra work. How did you even pull that off, Cat? Okay, so then if we... Yeah, so now... Even though I'm walking around, and formerly this would have counted as setting a zone, it's not going to do that. It's going to put me all the way back here where I started. Can you make this jump? It's like an amazing speedrun strat. I don't think you can. No. Okay, cool. We got it. Take that off the list. Oh, no. We're not done. We're not done. Ooh. Oh, got a little, New Orleans jazz. Okay, so now when you reset... Fell out of bounds or into water/hazard. When this happens, we're going to do this. We're going to input lock you, and we're going to deal 1 damage to you if... all right. Like, we'll still input lock you. Yeah, there we go. All right, we're gonna take out a health, but only if you have health to spare. Stats dot player HP, I believe, is the... Yeah, player HP. Dot current is greater than 1. Then... Stat pool dot change by -1. There we go. So now you'll take damage from falling into water, so don't. All right. Oh. No. Only if it's the player. Make sure we have a valid way of checking. Yeah, all right. See manager player node. I think this will cover it. But also this is alerting me that you splash initially on entering this scene for some reason. I don't know why. Weird. Okay, so we jump in the water, we take 1 damage. If Cat gets pushed in the water, nobody takes damage. This should flash, probably. Right? That's a nice to have. Okay, but this is done. Let's put that as a nice to have. splash or water damage should flash HP in UI. All right, cool. Let's fix that hitbox since we are here right now. So we have the actual solidity here. And yeah, that does stick out quite a bit. Okay, I think that's better. Let's confirm. Yeah, I remember this whole cave was a very different way of us building out the area. Because we actually built the solidity first and then just slapped some stone textures around it. Which let us get a little bit more of an organic look than what we had in some of the other areas. There we go. I don't love that. That little clipping there. Can we scoot that out like just a little bit more? Well, not in a reasonable way. However, maybe what we can do then is pull this barrier out a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, let's just do that. So you can't go as close to the wall, but that's fine. But now we don't clip into that. All right, that looks fine to me. Knock that one off the list. The hub is still... that's a scary one because that's a big one. Yes, this is an important one. HP... stat overlay panel. Wait, that's a single stat overlay panel. I want the whole thing stat overlay. There we go. Okay. So here's a question. When you open up the game with no partner and no special meter, you still get a blank panel for the special meter, which isn't great, but I get it. Can I have this panel disappear and this panel disappear? Thing is, none of these are going to be relevant until the first tutorial battle. Like, HP doesn't come up until then. But I still think it would be nice to let the player see that in advance, because it helps shape, like, okay, here's what kind of game you're looking at here. So let's see about that. Stat overlay could have its own processing system for this, because right now every single panel has its own. Well, maybe this code here. Eh. Yeah, this code is just kind of watching to see, like, hey, what's up? Update the icon. Get pool. Okay, that's where I pass in this. And then something magical happens. Right. It checks to see, like, hey, has this changed since the last frame? If so, make the little thing pulse a bit. Oh, but it doesn't happen on HP, does it? We will consider that as an option, because that'll handle the splash. Yeah, because all it does is just set it to the current value. Special's not even on here. It's its own different thing, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's start with the easy one. If you don't have a partner, we don't want to see the partner here at all. Position Y 0 is our default. And if we move it up to Y negative 75 should be enough for anyone. I see some movement on the monitor. Probably fine. If let's see here. If related stat index is 1, which is partner health, then if current partner index is -1, implying no partner, then position.y lerp towards -75 with a, I don't know, that way. Let's just do target Y. By default is 0. But it can change to -75 and then just lerp towards that. Okay, let's see if that gets us what we want to see. Good. How does this work in the battle? I don't actually know. Let's bring out scene tutorial 2. Because I guess you unlock Cap before the fight, right? Yeah. Okay, so watch the stats panel. Oh, we're in a cinematic, so we're not even going to see the stats panel. And now she's in there. Okay. That works. Cool. Then I guess we got it. Great. Flash HP in the UI. How do we want to do that? Okay, that's just the whole stats panel. So we don't technically have access to the panels detailed from the UI global. But we could throw a value in. Blink player HP timer. Process. Move toward from to 0 by a value of delta. Willow. Willow. How does the player blinking? Iframe timer. This. Okay. So then we need to set this value. To 1. Is the game all done yet? Almost. Yeah, pretty much. All right, so let's see if we can take damage here. Whee! Didn't flash, and I didn't take damage. Why didn't I take damage? We're kind of... There's one big room. Oh, we got too low. Which only happens in player. I think we can do this. Whee. That works. That works. Cool. Nice. All right, so... Yep, good, good, good. Check that one off the to-do list. Like in Mario Kart. I don't think the Nintendo Corporation would be super cool with that. This one's gonna be weird. Like, not completely impossible, though. Okay. Follow target. We're going to change this to, like... They just vanish and are never seen. I'm just gonna make a completely new original character and we just never mention it. Plus... times vector 3 dot right. One if -1 if follow target is facing right, else 1. Okay, this is going to be really silly as a solution, but I think it'll do the trick. I need my placeholders stuff. I need to have a partner. Okay. Yeah, so here's the... Oh, wrong side, cat. Wrong side. Okay, so the idea is... Oh, no? You were on the right side. It's just you're facing a different way than me. I mean, this works. So the idea is that I don't want Cat to be like directly in front of the player when you're moving straight away from the camera. That's been a common thing because there's a lot of like these grand entrance areas in the game that we can't work around. But with a little bit of logic change, now she always kind of is just off to the side from you when walking, which that's much better because you want to see the main character. I want, if anybody just takes a screenshot of the game, I don't want there to be a large chance of it being like hard to see the main character. Okay, I'm gonna count that as pretty good. Oh, what a jolly song. Is this from a video game? Or Mario Bros. Okay. Particle board. I think just a little bit is good, because any more and it starts to mess with some of the other stuff. Getting Krita up. We are going to make some very basic particle board. Doesn't need to be a very big texture, so we're gonna go 100 pixels, very small. All right. We're gonna get a nice brown. Beautiful. And then like a darker one. And let's see what brushes we have available here. Well, that just looks like cheese. That's actually not that. Well, that looks a little bit like corkboard. But it's the right idea. I think what we're going to try next is to actually draw some actual little bits, I guess. Give it more of that particle board sensation. Triangles. We're going to add some Doritos into this. That's pretty good particle board looking texture. Right? Let's see. Yeah, I like this. So that's a tileable texture right there. Since we got an ad going on right now and Hovercat needs a snack, I'm going to run some clips for just a couple minutes and I'll be right back.
Wait, where are they?
This special won't last long!
I'm gonna try my hardest.
No, there's some right here.
Available for a limited time!
Come on!
No!
Be free!
I would like to spin again.
What's he doing?
I don't know what he's doing either. He's heading towards another bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yes! I'm gonna solve the puzzle!
All right, go ahead.
It's like you don't even want a gift!
He could have had first place. What did he do?
We should totally organize a night where we just sing songs on the Dob stream. It'll go
Right now.
very well.
Just a small town girl. Yeah, I've got 6 of mine back.
Yep.
Doesn't matter, they're not super useful. All right, just a heads up, Turtle, we're not safe. We need to get to the to land quickly.
Why?
Dragon's gonna fly in at us, and oh!
Bro.
Did somebody?
Well,
All right. Okay. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle indeed. Okay, that is... Whoa! Oh! Oh! Oh, I see. Oh, I want a star. I want a star, and I want to stand on that.
So they can have your smiling face on here also.
All right, sounds good.
I'm gonna turn off.
We are so very back. Thank you for holding. Let's put this in the game. Particle board. Save that to our textures folder. Hi, Posey. This will be for this room here. Sure, we'll just add it to this. Node 3D, particle boards. CSG box. I don't have anything for you, Posey. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. If I do it that high, I'm gonna awkwardly interrupt this. Okay, so that's where this is. Interesting, but okay. What is this part of? Metal pipe set 1, but it's got a little bit off to the side, which maybe we can ignore. And 2. Okay, 1 and 2. So let's just move these like a little bit down. Along with the particle boards. That's probably fine. And then this can be a little bit larger. We're not gonna do triplanar, but we are gonna adjust the scale of this a little bit to be a bit more on target for what we're aiming for here. Something like that. And give it a little twist around. And then I think we'll just kind of move this. They can clip over themselves a little bit, but we don't want to do that too much. Okay, I think this is pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and let these have collision. And maybe we continue leaving the existing ones alone, but we'll stretch this one out a bit more. Stretch this one out a bit. Yeah, see, this looks all right. I think that looks all right. Well, except for this last one. Yeah, that's much more bridge. Yeah, look at that. Oh, that's yeah. That it's much clearer. It's much clearer where you are supposed to be when running around on here. Love it. Okay, got it. Check that one off. Sure. Is that easier to see now? It's not great. I think if I'm gonna do anything here, maybe a new light. Really what I'm looking for is shadows. Making sure we got some shadow casting going on here. Yeah, you can just barely see a little bit of shadow there. Let's see if we can improve that a bit. This is where we're getting a little bit nitpicky on stuff. There we go. I think that's how I want it. Yeah, it's just adding a little bit of shadow here so you can see it. Yeah, I think that's better. A little bit better. This still feels not great, but I guess good enough. Maybe the light isn't the play here, but instead just adding something with more depth onto this. So what you would need to do is add a... Oh, not a mesh instance. Let's make it a CSG, just because that's easier to stretch to the right sizes that you need. Uh, 0.02. 0.05. And then rotate 45 on the Z. No. No. Yes. Oops. A little silly. Purple Doritos. Yeah, there we go. We got an actual bit of depth here. Okay, that's probably the way to go then. That'll work. And I guess we'll do it on this as well. Just so you can see this a little bit better. Because this is technically a platforming challenge, you know? And we need to be able to see it from high up. Welcome in, Gamion. I don't think my stomach would appreciate all that. See where you're coming from. What? There we go. Okay. That looks like what we'll need right there. Railing hard to see. Check. I think we're a week away. That's probably aggressively early of an estimate. But it really feels like we're somewhere around 1 week out. I think I'm about a week away from having the prologue done, which would then allow me to pass it on to the testers for a nice early test run, make sure everything's working. Yes, this is Godot 4.3, which admittedly is like a year old, but I just haven't been able to get it updated yet. And it works, so I'm okay with it. After doing some rounds of testing and feedback from the testing crew, Unity store-bought assets for Godot, I imagine it depends on the assets. If it's like 3D models, yeah, those should work fine. Unless it's some weird format that's just non-standard in some way. But to my knowledge, any sort of... One easy way to check is look for the free assets and try those. Oh, exactly, Gamion. That's what I ran into with 4.4 update, is it changed... I think my working theory is that it changed the way that some of the 3D models imported. And so some of the meshes I used for collision were just broken, I think. That's my best guess, because there's no reason that the new 4.4 features should have actually affected anything in the way that I saw. But yeah, for the store-bought assets, if it's 3D models, I'd say see if there's some free assets available from the store first that you can test with before you actually start going ham on that. What other assets would you see on Unity? Code assets would not. The way that you would integrate with the Unity framework, it would be completely different for Godot. Even though you can use C# with Godot, the hooks would be very different on the code. But yeah, Willow, I think with some luck, maybe next week, late next week, we have a testing version available. And if everything looks good on testing, then I can start doing some final polish for a Steam page demo. And then we can make the Steam page live and start really going ham on it. Getting to this point is pretty big, I think. More than one more? No, absolutely not. The game's going to be like 7 or 8 chapters. I don't think I'm gonna give away more than one chapter. Well, prologue and one chapter for free. I think that's plenty for a demo. If we do anything extra for a demo, it would be like adding some side quest system or other little collectibles that like it's like, okay, you've beaten the demo and now you can go off and do these handful of side quests to see what that's like. You're just sitting in it, staring out the window, taking pictures. Right now, it's all about the hub world. That's where all of our major work needs to be. I sprinkled in some stuff over here. So, like it just I just don't want it to look completely blank from afar. Only those that play the demo can get like an achievement. No, I don't think there'll be any demo exclusive achievements. I think if you play the full game once that comes out, you shouldn't have a reason to go back and then download the demo. I don't think Steam even does that. Demo's more for people trying out your game, seeing it if they like it. Yes. The demo is specifically for people who are browsing Steam or hearing about the game and they're like, that looks interesting. I wonder if it plays well on my computer or if I would even find it fun. Then they can download this slimmed down version of the game that only has some of the content. And then if they like it, then they're like, okay, I will purchase this game when it is available. I want to adjust the layout of the hub a bit. Currently, when you want to leave, you can just go straight up the stairs and out. I think I want to make this more roundabout. I think we're going to make it so that this area is, like, the stairs are out of order. The stairs are out of order. Why are they out of order? I don't know. But you can't use them right now. That's the idea. And that's going to force the player to have to go through this route where they're going to pass by the store, see some NPCs they can talk to, see some like potential areas like, oh, I wonder how you get there. That's interesting. How do you do that? Interesting. And then whatever's going on here also. Okay, this needs to be replaced. No. CSG box, and we call this upper right floor. Gonna do some streaming. Oh boy. All right, that's good. Good start. That's exciting. Getting a playtest going. How far out does this go? It goes out to here. Okay. Right there. Don't mind the Z fighting. New chair. New chair. Go. Grab the material from this box that we're using. This shader material. Apply it to this. and then get rid of the original. Pop, add collision back on. There we go. Good as new. So now it's exactly the same, but we can mess with it more. Chair streams. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is, well, we're gonna do it. How is it? The enter? No. Hide tower. Here we go. We're just going to say, don't do that. Oh, that's right. It's book club voting. How's our FPS in here? FPS is terrible here, and I think it's predominantly from all this extra stuff I added over here. Actually, that didn't add a ton. That's worrying. Okay, so right now, the original problem with this area was the cutoff here, but if we use the power of this, a big hole in the ground that will be cool and decorative, then now we don't get, how far can, there. Okay, I think add a second wrap. Yeah, that works pretty well. Okay, cool. I think pit is the magic way to approach this. Okay, so this is the top exit now. We're gonna put it like here. Wait, and then top enter. Both of these move. How? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, sure. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Duplicate pit. And we'll add some kind of something or other to make sure that you can't actually fall in. Let's see how this works. Okay. Yep, new transition seems to be working. Gets us up here. And then that brings us back down to here. Perfect. All right, cool. I think that does overall help us visualize how much real estate we have to work with up here. Additionally, it means we don't have to like do anything annoying with this show hide business. Like this can just stay here. We don't have to like, oh, well, if you're behind it, we have to hide it. So then the nice thing is that means we have a lot less area we have to deal with. And that means we don't even need this at all. Or this. All right, the next major thing we need to work on. Okay, so this is like set value. Hide tower. Top enter. Stairs right. Top enter. Hide tower 2. House gets hidden. 2 things get hidden. Interesting. Okay, we don't need these anymore. Those can be removed. And also this can be restored. Okay, so the problem now is we get a pretty major FPS drop in this zone. Like, it's pretty bad. And we're going to try and figure out why. All right, so right now, we're getting 65, 66 frames per second. If I turn this left side on, does it tank? Yes, that's good because that means we can see in real time when something is causing the problem, and that means we can do a binary search for, hey, what is actually slowing us down the most? Let's turn off all the geometry. Well, most of the geometry. That was worth 15 FPS right there. This. Definitely a lot. Okay, if I turn off both of those and these houses. Okay, now we're looking at like 300 frames per second. Somewhere in there. It's cycling a bit. What if I go speedy mode? Do we have profiler? Where is that? I don't remember where to find that. Debugger, profiler. Measure average time, maybe? All right, so let's turn on geometry. Okay, nice. Interesting. How does this... Okay, so if I go clear... Well, hello. Now let's just try reloading this. I've not really used the profiler much, so I'm not familiar with this. Hello, GQ. But it's GQ. All right. This isn't great. Profiler. Start profiler. All right. So the magic number to keep above 16 or 60 frames per second is about 16 milliseconds tops. All right, so right now we're hovering at about... Boy, it just changes quite a bit. I would love to see more of an average, like some kind of numerical averages listed somewhere. So that's not super useful for us, but it looks like we're hovering around 3 to 4. Now, if I add this, we've got a very definite spike up to about 5 to 6. 6. Six. He said the thing. Okay. I'm seeing some 7s. Take that out. Bring this one in. This one. Thank you, Willow, for the 6 bits. I was like, what is that sound? Like, oh yeah, I made that my bit alert. Still about 4. Okay, so that one's not too bad. Houses. This was the one. Here it is. Houses. And then left side temp is probably going to be almost as bad. Actually, no. It's just houses. So if we did everything else, though, then our frames per second is pretty low. Or, yeah, we're dropping around 120. $139. What's our goal? 200 maybe? Well, that gets us there. And that's with left side temp. Take that out and we get like another 60 frames per second worth. Okay. So these 4 are the big ones that are causing the issues. The temporary left side stuff that I just added just to make it like a little bit interesting visually. Twitch is broken. Cool. Haven't gotten any doubloons. I think if you have other streams open, that can cause that to happen. I don't know. I think Twitch will only allow you to accumulate points on a certain number of streams at a time. You have only got 8 other streams open. Well, you see, you can't just claim points on every stream in Twitch. You have to pick and choose. I think they don't even count viewer at some point, because otherwise one account could count as like 50 viewers across Twitch. Okay. All right, so what is in houses? It's this stuff. We don't have to worry about decor container or water or scene transitions. We're just going to hide everything. We're going to hide the environment. No. Okay. This is it? This is what's eating up so much frames per second? Like, not even the NPCs? What do we get here? What do we get here? French fries and ice cream. French fries and ice cream. Oh, Roller Coaster Tycoon. We're at 190 frames per second. 160, 180, 170, 160. We hide these houses. And we jump up to like 440. Yeah, these houses, there's not many of them, but they're apparently an issue. Well, hang on now. Is it the houses or something else? Is it the tarp shop? It's the tarp shop? Huh. Huh. The tarps? I could have sworn it was all these, like, individually rendered planks were going to be an issue. Oh, yeah, look at the draw call count. I didn't think about that. I mean, that's a lot too, but... Yeah, the tarp. Now, what is it about the tarp that is the problem here? Is it the roof? Is it the purchase zones? Is it the lamps? Let's try the tarp roof, first of all. No. Is it the lamps? It is the lamps. Okay. It's so many lighting sources. Okay, okay. That makes sense. I get it. Okay, okay. All right, so bring everything back, and we're back down to like sub 60 frames per second. But then if we open up the lamp and we just hide these lights, we shoot up to like 200 frames per second. Can we bake the lighting in? Okay, what if the light was smaller? Like really teeny tiny. So right now we're at 51-ish. That's pretty controversial. You gotta admit. So true. I'm getting 57. What's going on with my light here, though? Why is it... I thought I made it super small. Yeah, we're still getting about 60 frames per second. Oh, no. Something's weird here. Oh, it's probably not using the default. It's probably not even using the default on... Or is it? No, it would be. Like if I look at editable children here, and then I look at the light here. Yeah, look at that. It's huge. Okay, so if I do that, and then for these lamps, I say editable children, Omnilight, tiny, editable children, editable children. Now what are we looking at? That still looks like that shadow is really big. Like just looking at that. They make Baby Park dubstep? Sorry, what? So we've been listening to the Mario Kart World soundtrack, and a lot of the game features other video game music, but remixed a bit. And it includes a lot of music tracks from previous Mario Karts. This is, I'm going to pull up the original. It was from Double Dash, I believe. Double Dash, Baby Park. So this is what the original music sounded like. Very, very GameCube. Very of its time. But then the remix for Mario Kart World, and then it goes up a half step because it gets more and more zany. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, why is the range 12? Dun, 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 dun. So anyway, but then in Mario Kart World, they changed it to this. Like Dance Club remix. Should be 1.8. 12.5 is the original. All right, well, let's just try drastically reducing the range on these lamps. All right, what does that do to our frames per second? Wait, it just changed back. How did it do that? What's going on here? What's going on here, Godot? I'm trying to experiment here. All right, hold on. I'll just do it from the editor while it's live. And then you'll have to... It's not changing. Oh, I know why. Dang it. I know why. I might be a little dumb. All right, hold on. It's because I added a flickering animation on this when I was experimenting with it. And so the animation overrides it. And so we do this. All right, that looks fine. And then the lamp has an animation on it. A lamp flicker animation. Yeah, look at that. So if we do this and reduce this by a factor of 10. No, it's the animation is overriding it. So it appears one way in the editor, but then the animation is still resetting it to its original value. I assume is what's going on here. So now if we go over here to the animation player and we start messing with the range. So what I would need to do is just reload it one more time, the reset animation as well. Nice and dark. There we go. Nice and dark. Frames per second. not as high as I might have expected it to zip to. All right, each lamp that I hide is increasing our frames per second by like 30. But right now there's no lighting going on. OmniLight is so tiny right now. So weird to me. Yeah, that's not doing anything. It's still, yeah, if I do 0 range, even that didn't really affect the frames per second. It's if there is any lighting at all. So, okay. Okay, let's push back our estimated release window for demo version 0.0.3. Yeah, it would look awful without light. So, all right. Well, let's set this back and this back. Okay. So, here's our problem then. We need to do one of two things. One is rethink the visuals of this area, which is supposed to be kind of a dimly lit, you know, old factory infrastructure interior. So the dim lighting is kind of a feature. So that's one option, is just rethink it so that we can get rid of the lamps and do some kind of more global lighting that's less intensive. Second option, look into baked lighting. I don't know a thing about baked lighting stuff. Like, I have no idea how that works. Mesh. Light map scale. Okay, we'll consider that as a possible solution if I can figure it out. Get rid of that. Uh-huh. I don't know. Thank you, Willow. I can explain it to you if you're just curious about it. Okay, so right here in this pit. Yeah, we got the invisible block, but I don't know how that's working. You were gonna post it. Please don't. Let's take these pits. Maybe just one at a time. Get some rest. You gotta have your hands ready for Mario. All right, so we're gonna do this. This is gonna be a little bit silly. Yeah, this is gonna be extra silly. But this works. So this will be a good way to get a solid invisible block in each of these pits. Transform. There we go. There we go. So now we got solid colliders in these pits to ensure that you can't fall into them. We'll add some rails. Have a good night. We'll see you next time. Okay. The lighting. Man, I mean, I get it. Lighting is not cheap. And all these extra meshes, although I like what it does, maybe it's just too much. What if it's the post-processing? Let's try. Does that help at all? No. I mean, I didn't have any reason to think it would. Thought this would be kind of a cool thing to do. But like any... Is it okay, here's a long shot. Is it because of the mesh around the light? I mean, almost certainly not, right? But what if? Nah, it didn't really change much of anything. Okay, yeah. No surprise there. Well, that's an interesting puzzle. And we need this place running smoothly, because you're going to be spending a lot of time here. What even are these? Oh, I know what that is. Okay, that's fine. How to deal with this? Like, it really does add a lot. All right, hang on. Godot, baked lighting, CSG. Oh no. Oh, CSG nodes have a setting, geometry, used baked in lighting. Okay. CSG, geometry. That's 4 years ago. That's probably for 3.3 or 3 dot something. Okay, baked lighting. Visual comparison. Okay. Yep. How do we set this up? You know what? I should commit what we've got so far, because if we're about to make a big change, I want to be able to roll back to this exact point. Welcome in, Jonas. How you doing? We're about to start experimenting with baked lighting, I'm afraid, and that's a little bit worrying. Let's see here. Unwrap on scene import. Well, we don't have scene import to unwrap, so that's not happening. Mesh. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh no. You can do baked lighting on CSG, but only starting in 4.4, which I do know has some big issues. Oh. But yeah, then you just choose mesh, unwrap UV. Can you do lighting baking? Like the lighting we're doing, it's doing this in real time at pretty close to 60 frames per second. Is that something that can be done like once at scene load, and then we're just like, okay, lock the lighting in. That's what we're using. Godot, bake lighting at runtime. Bake lighting at runtime. Ooh, takes several minutes? Wait, what? Hang on. Hang on now, what? Oh, that's 3.5 documentation, but it may still apply. Okay, let's see. Baked light maps. Baking light must take several minutes if not more than slow down iteration speeds. Recommend only when you need to see changes in lighting. That's really weird. Yeah, apparently it takes several minutes, it says. I had no idea. You've got 4.4.1. I tried updating to 4.4.1 twice now. And both times I run into some very peculiar issues that made me just say, I'm going to try this another time. It's not worth it right now. But now we're kind of running into a situation where there's some features that might be necessary. I don't know. It's a little bit scary to do something like this. What I don't like about baking the light maps is that it's an extra step I have to do. Like, is there a better way to get this going? All right, let's say we turn off these lamps. Like, they don't exist anymore. But we still want to have, like, a warm glow in our world environment. Right? Then we just have ambient light, right? You know, we just kind of bring up the lighting a little bit more. Maybe make it a little bit more yellow. Maybe not that yellow. Like, that still looks all right. And then our directional light, we can just make that a little bit stronger to really emphasize those shadow lines there. Like, that way we still get visibility. Like, you can still see your way around here. But it makes this contrast like, whoa, it's bright outside. You know, like I can see inside, but whoa, is it ever bright when you get outside? Ooh, that really washes this. Oh, wait, hang on. Yeah, that's... Ooh. Yeah, it's bright outside, isn't it, guys? Like, that's doable. If we took this decal, it's a decal, right? Yeah, this. And we just changed the modulation to darken it a bit so the grass is not so washed out. Did I change this to a decal as well? I did finally get around to doing that. Oh, it's actually several decals out here. Okay. Can you not change the modulation? It's parameters. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that looks good. I haven't really figured out what to do with this area out here. It's mostly just going to be like a intermediate zone here to bring you inside. Okay, you know what? This looks better. Okay, what does this do to our frames per second when we take that out? What do we get now? We've shot up like 3 times. We're up to 200 frames per second now all of a sudden. Okay, well now this flickering SSR whatever is not as good looking, so we will take that out, I think. SSAO. Ooh, nope, never mind. I do need that. The SSR though, or no, the SSIL. Yeah, we can take that out, I think. I guess it looks fine. No, all right, so the SSAO though, it's like too much. That's a little bit more reasonable. Because that way you still get shadows. Even without any actual shadows. I need some kind of indirect light with shading. What can we do with that for indirect energy? Does that do anything for us? I see nothing there. I want some shadows that sort of pass through. So kind of like a directional light, but nothing. No, that doesn't make any sense, does it? I want this wall back here to allow. There's no. Really? Did I just never? Okay. You know what? That's fine. I didn't want there to be a hitbox at all there. Use collision on. Okay, there we go. Why was that never there? Like I still want shadows. Which would probably mean this looks super awesome. Thank you. It's getting it. This looks so much worse, honestly. With everything being so bright now, I feel like we just need a ton more textures everywhere. Because as it is, all this like brown wood. See, this area is okay because you got this huge contrast. Like this is cool. There's a sense of scale here. It's like whoa. It's like all right, that's neat. What is this? What is this line here? Hey, Captain. There's just a random busted... Oh, wait, no. I think that is something that's just not visible in the foreground. Like, there's like a vertical elevator of sorts that I haven't really messed around with for ages. Yeah, we'll have to mess with some of the lighting and stuff on this. Because now that the lighting has changed so significantly, everything's going to be very different looking. We want to have like pipes and stuff sticking out here to give this place a little bit more depth of sorts. Maybe the water goes through here or something. I don't know. Oh, actually, that could be cool. A little trough, like a little river running through. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, we could do a little something there. Boom. Add more water. Love it. So you would just need to have like a very obvious like bridge over it or something. Crocodile head specifically. We do have lily pad jumping, so that's basically the same thing. Okay. So what gets us better texture? I guess more holes in the wall for more light. But to get that, you'd need the lights like way down around here or something, because we got a low a low angle specifically to get this big shadow on the wall here. That's very intentional. If we put it here, then the next shadow is just going to be like right back here or something. Not interesting at all. We want shadows down here somehow. How can we get... All right, let's think about some ideas here. If I want the characters to cast shadows, even though they are already within the shadow, then there technically has to be some kind of light source that casts a shadow. If I do another directional light, though, that's going to be blocked by this front wall. What if I do visual instance layers? Right? Like, what if I did a second directional light, similar to the first, but I said that this one... Okay, what does this do? No. Okay, hang on. Godot light through some walls. Let's see here. Godot allow light through some walls. No. There was a very fun Frogger game from 1997 called Frogger, which did not help distinguish it from the original Frogger. I say fun, but it wasn't. It was bad. It was not a good game. But I love games that are objectively bad, so it all works out. Light Cull Mask. This light will affect objects in the selected layers. Okay, so what if I said that this right here, this front wall, is actually layer 2. Wait, is it the visual? What is it? Hang on. Cull Mask. Give me documentation on that. Affect objects in the selected visual layers, or what? If I say it won't affect layer 2 things, and then I say, okay, this wall is only in layer 2, does that mean that this light, it's not, no? All right, hang on, let's turn this off. Directional light. Get a good view where we can see inside and outside here. Okay, so I'm saying this light will not affect layer 1. Oh. I do this. Yeah, now everything gets appear and disappear-y. Oh, and now this happens. Wait, what then? What then? So what is this? Front wall. It's not the collision layer, I'm pretty sure. Visual layer 3. Directional light. Only affects layer 3. Yes. Okay, so now we can see the light illuminating this right here. But also notice that it receives shadows even though it's not illuminating. Even though it's not illuminating these items, it still casts shadows. Okay, so that's not a solution then. Gotcha. Dang. Thought we were onto something. Now, geometry does include a cast shadow option where you can say that, hey, this just doesn't cast shadows at all. So what if... But the thing is, it doesn't matter if I had like 2 copies of this wall, because the main copy will still cast shadows, because that's the whole point of it, really, is to cast shadows. Yeah, look at that. It's the stick here. That's what it was. It's casting that shadow. That's fun. All right. Well, dang. I want like a global directional light. Man, I really don't know how to get the effect I want, because it's pretty silly. It doesn't make logical sense for a light to come through one object but still otherwise cast a shadow. Because you don't think about lights in terms of, I'm not trying to add a shadow. I'm trying to add a light so that I can see a shadow, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Attach a light to the player. No, I would get stuck in everything. It would clip through all kinds of things and do weird stuff. It's like, basically, I want the interior, well, ignoring the, stop. Yeah, exterior decor. All right, so ignoring the decor. Yeah, it's kind of like I want these shadows here, less intense, of course, as though this sun were casting them. Which means that all of this front stuff would have to be invisible to the sun. Still possible. So it looked vaguely like this, but with like a blurrier shadow. And then somehow you would also simultaneously have this shadow and lighting added to that. It seems like there's not a way to get the light it seems like there's no way to have a solid not cast a shadow for one light source, but do cast a shadow for a different light source. And there wouldn't reasonably be any reason to do that. So, I mean, I get it. But I feel like having those lights would be good. Okay, what if we just had one really big spotlight? Next dumb idea to try and figure out a solution for this. One big spotlight simulating the indirect light we would receive from this. Right? How bad's that gonna kill us on a FPS? See. I mean, so far, not actually that bad. I can't see it, but Let's increase that light intensity. Oh, I don't have shadows turned on. Well, that'd probably do it. All right, let's see how bad this gets. We're at about 200 FPS. About 170. Got shadows interior. Honestly, I mean, it costs some serious frames per second, but that does give us interior lighting again. It's a little bit silly. And you'd want it to be a little bit more in the yellowish range. Not quite that. Go something more like that. Yeah, these shadows are good. Yeah, if I kind of, well, if I give it a little bit of blur, not zero blur. Yeah, some of this stuff looks really bad with no blur. Having shadows in here is good. Like, this is not awful. And it makes sense. Like, it's not like an unreasonable shadow. Yeah, why not reload it with this. Okay, let's just check what this would look like up here. Maybe get a little bit of light up here, but not much. Is there something we can adjust here? What does that do? Okay, I see. Kind of softens the light out a bit around the edges. Indirect energy doesn't seem to be doing much for us. I have no idea what that would do. Well, let's do that. That is interesting. That lets us kind of see the shadow a bit better. And you can barely see it. And that's with a high energy amount. Is it that I need it to be an even longer shadow or longer spotlight? That gives it a little, yeah, you can see it a little bit more there if you do that. Also, there's something really weird happening there we don't want. I think I know what's going on over there. Yeah, let's see if we can get a bit more without killing the frames per second. Yeah, I mean, this isn't awful. We get shadows even though we're in the dark. And they get washed out immediately by the real light source. And everything's like particularly bright out here. This green is a bit much. I'm gonna have to pull that down a bit. You won't get clipping because you're not really going to exist in this zone. Like it's not much because like I don't get light. I don't get a shadow here. Or rather I do, but it's like barely noticeable. if we bring it down lower? Is that better? A little bit. It gives us a little bit more dynamicness in the light. It's really silly. Okay, so let's try this. Let's wait. Now my FPS is bad again. What did I change? Huh. That's very peculiar. Oh, maybe it's just better up here because there's less things to light up. I don't know. Huh. Okay, we're gonna consider this as a very possible option. Like if frame rate is decent for testers with this method, I guess that'll be good enough. The lamp was never that cool to begin with, and it kind of made this area look very dreary. Maybe if I can find some way to like carve more holes in this. You know, like more ventilation, like move these out of the way and put like some big grate vents here. Something like that. Just get more light shining down from outside. I think that's the play here. Let's add that to the to-do list as like a part of our hub. We got the low FPS figured out. Cut more windows for light. Maybe remove spotlight. I think that's the way to do it. I feel better about it. I'm glad we figured out what the issue was with the FPS being so bad. I was worried it was the geometry. But no. Weird. Okay. Where are we going? Oh, we gotta go raid Germdove. Germdove's song. Let's do that. All right. So testing, internal team testing will be happening soonish. I'm hoping within like a week or so, but I gotta fix the hub, which means not just fixing this lighting situation, but also I need to add more characters, more dialogue, more. I'm planning to have a shop here at some point. Maybe I scoot that over a bit. I don't know. That's doable, I think. There's gonna be a whole cinematic for a shop. There's work to be done. But yeah, for the most part, the prologue is pretty good. It's just gonna need some good testing by me first, and then by a few community members, and then, oh man, then we can maybe play video games for a while I get some other stuff ready before the demo's out. Because I got to work on like trailer stuff, a bunch of stuff that I'm not going to do on stream. So we'll see how it all goes. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye.